Okay, I believe I'm streaming. And what? I think I need to get rid of this, right? Boom. I don't know. What oh, I'm seeing myself. Okay. So I'm doing this video because I want to show you all of the different places where you can look up and find documentation, some of it from the government itself. Let me get rid of that. Pull this up. This is from thegovernment.gov. It says benign weather modification. This is from the Maxwell Air Force Base, Alabama, 1997. I'm going to try to scroll through here and show you how it talks about all this good stuff, barriers to weather modification. Oh, look, military applications of weather modification. Interesting. Page 21. Hold on, let's go to page 21. 21. Doop-a-doo. Oh, there it is. What does it say? So I'm not going to read all this to you guys, but you can see for yourself that this stuff exists. I'll put the links below and you can investigate. I am just here to simply put it out there that is it possible? The question, is it possible that some of this crazy weather that we're seeing is not climate change, but possibly weather wars? Let me show you some more videos. Look at this.
400 people were moved from risky areas as the typhoon rolled in with a maximum wind speed of 20 meters, 66 feet per second. Several areas in Fujian recorded more than 300 millimeters, 1 foot of.
Let's just go through some of these.
Carrying 9 rescue workers was swept.
Some of this is actually really scary where there's
on Monday, the
people
5 million United States dollars would be allocated to 5
So this is in China, and this was posted 4 hours ago. Their dams have overflowed and they're releasing water that's like literally flooding out villages. Now, is this weather? Is it climate change? Is it weather warfare? Is it China doing it to their own people? Here even on Wikipedia, you can find all kinds of information about the Geneva Convention in 1977, how there's a treaty that prevents the developed nations who have weather modification technologies from using it against one another, but it doesn't prevent them from using it against their own people. And I don't think anymore that US or China or anybody really would care about this anymore. If they want to create a hurricane or whatever for whatever purposes, I kind of think they're going to. Here down in the references, you can find a lot more information. When you look at the bibliography or references for any of these, even if we go back to this document that I was showing you, if we go all the way down, look at all the resources. Oh my gosh. Oh, the rice is done. Can you go turn the rice off? So if you want to find out more about this, you can, look, directed energy weapons on the battlefield, a new vision for 2025. Just look at these titles. Look at these titles. Critical issues in weather modification research, stealing weather. You can't deny the fact, Alexa, stop. You can't deny the fact that they're actually doing this. It's right here. This is the same document that I showed you here that's actually a .gov. I'll show you the very same thing just so to prove it to you that I am not, that these are real things. Look at right here. This is a .gov. Future prospects for severe weather modification. Mathematicians learn how to tame chaos. Weather modification, a case illustration. Black clouds and silver iodide. What? So all those wacky conspiracy theorists who have been trying to tell you about chemtrails and everything, well, you know, that's just got to stop, people. Look at this stuff for yourself. Like I said, I'm going to put all of these links in the space below. But all I did is Google weather warfare, and you can find it. This is all the way back in 1976, this article. 1976, and you can see he accepted Defense Department fantasies that the United States was in a race with the Soviets to develop environmental weapons. Right there. So you can read all about it yourself, right? And so when I show you a video like this, look at this. These people are screwed. These people are totally screwed. And China, they're releasing their dams and flooding villages, and they know they're doing it. Now, did they tell people to evacuate? I've seen some videos where they were telling people to evacuate, to don't return home, don't grab your things, get out right now. So, again, this is just on Wikipedia, literally weather warfare, and this can start you down a wormhole to understanding all of the different ways that the government uses. Look at this, uscode.house.gov. Okay? Here's a bunch of information that was used in this, it was referenced for this article. Okay, so this is not made up stuff. We really need to take it more seriously and start thinking about whether, is it really all climate change, or are we living in an age of weather warfare? That's really all I can. I mean, I can Google it just like you can and come up with 100 videos all about the crazy weather. I mean, let's look at this. Well, it doesn't matter if I spell it wrong, does it? Burning Man 2023. You saw all the videos.
What's going on, buddy? This is bad. We're at Burning Man. To conserve food and water.
Man paused in time. There's bikes everywhere. People are just out, and the biggest Burning Man's canceled.
We are in Black Rock City, reporting live from the state of emergency in Nevada.
What's your name?
I'm Dan Sakels. I'm from Mountain View, and I was part of the burn the second year on the playa. And I was consecutively here.
So you might not know, and this doesn't really look that bad, but basically on the heels of the hurricane that hit California, and sort of that whole storm thing that came through, it eventually ended up, and this is monsoon season also in the desert. I mean, I don't know if that's the right word to use, but it's the rainy season in the desert. This is a dried up lake bed, and so it's not like regular sand. It's like hardened clay. So when it gets wet, and they only got, I think, a half an inch of rain the first day, and the whole thing was closed down. No one could drive on what they call the playa, because it completely ruins everything. It's like it's like concrete basically when it dries, and it just starts to stick and accumulate, and it's really, really bad. So they did declare that a state of emergency, and
access to the city is closed for the remainder of the event. Anyone attempting to enter the city will be turned around.
Channel to be flying over Burning Man. There it is. The city is still largely intact. However, there is droves
of people leaving.
So you see how it's all just this hardened, I mean, you can't see, but I know what it is. It's hardened clay. And over here, this is showing a fraction of the people. There's 70,000 people. So that's a lot of cars and campers and all kinds of stuff. And these people were literally stuck out there way longer than they wanted to be out there. This is the exodus. This is a line of traffic. And if the camera turns, it just keeps going and going. Look at that. And these people were under like ankle deep mud. It was like, it's like concrete, drying concrete. It is insanity. So they couldn't get out of there. We're in Reno. My company was getting a ton of calls, people begging me to go and rescue these people. And, you know, it's not really a true crisis. So I wasn't really that concerned. It's a lot of techie moguls out there who were just offering any amount of money for someone to go pick them up. But the last thing you want in your car is dried up concrete. And it's horrible and awful to get off. And, you know, it was a little cold and pretty wet, but everybody except one person made it out. One guy, the first night, actually died, and they don't know why. It wasn't from all the rain. It could have been hypothermia or something else. Maybe he OD'd. Who knows? That will come to light at some point. But look at this. So it would have been great if I could have found like an actual video of the water, the storm. But what about this one? Okay, what about the Maui fires? Now, the Maui fires were pretty obviously a result of the weather. Look at that. Oh my gosh. There was a typhoon coming, which is the same thing as a hurricane, but I guess in a different location of the ocean. And the power lines were blowing over and catching things on fire. But the story goes they couldn't shut off power because then there would be no water for the hoses because the pumps for the fire hydrants are run on electricity. So if you shut the power down, there's no water, but we're getting reports that there was no water anyway. And it was extremely deadly. There are a lot of people who are unaccounted for. It's just a catastrophe over there. They're speculating that it's really a land grab, that the government and the elites got together and basically just annihilated this community because it's been in the works for it to be a smart city, the first smart city in the world. So, you know, it's like, oh boy, do you want to look at some reality? Do you want to consider that possibly it's just climate change, or could it be more than that? And I'll go right back to all of this information about weather warfare, about the references where you can find the information yourself. It's been around for a long, long time. We used it in the Korean or Vietnam War to just rain them out. Rain and rain and rain and rain and rain. So I think that that's enough, right? I've said enough. I hope I've made my point. You decide, do your research. Let me know what you think down below, and by all means, if you have insights, if you have links, any videos to share, any documents to share like this, again, like I showed you over here, this document is a .gov government website document. It just so happens that I pulled it up over here for ease to show you. Excuse me. Look at this. What is this? Autonomous nanotechnology. That's probably nanotechnology swarms. Ants. What? Ants.gsf.gov. Ants.gsf.gov. No, it's not there. Did I type it in wrong? I might have. I'm dyslexic. That happens. I'm just saying, I mean, this is all super crazy. I'm going to have to find that, though. Did you see that? Did you see that? Ants, swarms. As Doug from Doug and Stacy says, you can't make this stuff up. Oh, I just got to find it. Do you see it? Where is it? Where'd it go? Where's the swarms? Where's this? There it is. Ants.gsfc.nasa. Okay. Let me do this right. Ants. Stop doing that, you. Ants.gsfc.nasa.gov. Let's see. Oh my God, what is it? Let's watch. What is? It's not there. Dang it. Ants. Autonomous nanotechnology swarms. That's promising. Now, I want to redirect you to my little address bar here. .gov. Okay? I am not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a critical thinker. There's a big difference. All right. Well, there's not really. Here's what's the truth about conspiracy theorists, okay? After the Kennedy assassination, the CIA actually came up with the term conspiracy theory and conspiracy theorists to make people who are critical thinkers look like idiots, look like we are paranoid. But there are things, you can look it up in the dictionary, it's a noun called a conspiracy. In order to uncover conspiracies, we've got to have what? Theories about them. In science, we use theories to create hypotheses. So a conspiracy theorist is someone who thinks about it scientifically, trying to come up with a good theory. Now, if we look at science, the principle of parsimony, or Occam's razor, says the simplest explanation is usually the right one. So we can say climate change, or we can say maybe it's also weather warfare. Now that I've shown you all of these references, and that, look at autonomous nanotechnology swarms, ants. Present developments. Let's see what they're doing. Addressable, reconfigurable technology, building block, acting singly or connected. Mining, lunar applications, extreme mobility. Okay, so, there's a lot going on that we don't know about, but here's what I can tell you. They don't expect you to go searching the .gov pages. I implore you, whenever I want to know something, I look for what the government knows, and I've found the literal fountain of youth, okay? And I won't talk about that now, but the government even knows what it is. I figured it out, but then I look for the government research because they know everything. They just aren't telling us. Okay, if they knew, why would they tell us? That's ridiculous. Why would they give us all this great information we can use to know what they're up to? They wouldn't. So please know that you can find out a lot about what's going on by looking at these good government pages, like this one. The science of weather modification has progressed while the military has ignored its potential. I don't think so. Now remember, this is old. This is from the 90s. It is time for the military to rethink benign weather modification, explore its benefits more in depth, and exploit the science for the benefit of all involved. And they don't mean you and me. No, they don't. All right, y'all. I'm out of here.